Hello students, welcome to my channel Krudha Educare. Today we are going to deal with Introduction to Biology. Basically we are going to deal with the four topics under this Introduction to Biology. That is biology, growth of biology, branches of biology and why do we study biology. Now coming to my first topic, biology. Biology is study of life, that what kind of life it is, that all study comes under the term biology. But the very first term biology has came into existence from where? The term biology has been derived from two Greek words, that is bios and logos. Bios means life and logos means knowledge. That is the knowledge of all forms of life. Now what does we consider under all forms of life? Plant life, animal life and the microbial life, that is the microbes. Now what is this microbes? Microbes are those organisms which cannot be seen by naked eye. The organism which we cannot see by our naked eye but by the help of microscope are known as microbes. Now the study of plants, under the biology only, the study of plants is known as botany, and the study of animals is known as zoology, whereas the study of microbes is known as microbiology. Friends, we have completed our first topic, biology. Now moving to my next topic, growth of biology. The growth of biology has came into existence from the time the earth has came into existence. When the earth has came into existence, all forms of life has started emerging slowly and slowly. But then also the early biologist was probably Aristotle from 384 BC to 322 BC. He is also known as the father of biology. He initiated the study of morphology and classification of animals. Now, what is the study of morphology? The study of morphology is the study of forms and structure of organisms. That is, what kind of structure and form that particular organism is having, that we study under study of morphology. That whether that organism is short, long, circular, hollow, cylindrical, whatever that structure and the form is, we consider under study of morphology. Now the second thing which he initiated was classification of animals. The animals are further classified. Classification of animals which he initiated made to 10 phylums. We will take this in new chapter, that is 10 phylums. The animals are classified into 10 phylums. So this was proposed by or initiated by Aristotle. Now, the modern biology. This was about the early biology. Now, the modern biology has came into existence from 17th century, and the fundamental theories were formulated from 19th century. For example, what kind of theories it is? For example, Charles Darwin, he proposed the theory of evolution. G. Mendel proposed laws of inheritance in 1966. Now we will learn about the theory of evolution and laws of inheritance. A very basic introduction about theory of evolution and laws of inheritance. Charles Darwin, he gave the theory of evolution. What does this theory of evolution states? That is the change in the heritable characteristics of a biological population over successive generation. That whatever the heritable characteristics, now what is this heritable characteristics? Heritable characteristics, those characters which are passed from one generation to another. The characters which are passed from the parent to the new offspring is known as the heritable character. So the change in those characters for a big biological population for successive generation means not just in one generation, for some successive generation, that will lead to theory of evolution. For example, about 7 million years ago, we humans were chimpanzees. 7 million years ago, we humans were chimpanzees, and slowly the change in the heritable character for successive generations has led to today's human. This theory was explained by Charles Darwin. Now the next theory, it was given by G. Mendel, that is the laws of inheritance. The laws of inheritance in this, with the example I can make you clear, we all, during our lifetime, we all have heard that I look somewhat alike like my mother or like my father. So how the new offspring, that is the child, the offspring, that is the child, is looking like a parent. This is because there are certain heritable characteristics that are passing from one generation to another, that has passed from the parent to the child. But this passing over is under two things, that is dominant and recessive. Dominant, those characters, dominant are those characters which are seen in the offspring, and recessive, which remained suppressed. It does not came into appearance. So the characters which are dominant are seen, and that is the reason the child looks somewhat like a parent. So this is the laws of inheritance, which was given by Mendel. Now there are certain other things also in this modern biology. There are certain more contributions by the different biologists that has been under the modern biology. We will consider that also. Charles Darwin and G. Mendel, there are certain prominent discoveries by the different biologists. The very first we will consider about Robert Hooke. He studied cork and gave the term cell. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. We will consider the cell in our next chapter. So we can say the cell is the basic building block of life also. Basic building block of life, because cell will lead to tissue, it will lead to organ and organ system, then together body. That's why it is the basic building block of life and the structural and the functional unit of life, this cell. Now this cork, Robert Hooke gave the term cell, studied cork and gave the term cell. Now cork is a thin slice from the bark of a tree. Bark of a tree. Thin slice from a bark of a tree that is impermeable in nature. That thin slice is impermeable and buoyant. Impermeable means those substances which don't allow the liquid to pass through it, and due to its impermeable characteristic, it is buoyant in nature. That means it will float on the surface of the liquid. It will not sink down, rather it will float on the surface of a liquid. So this is about the Robert Hooke, and he served in time period between 1635 to 1703. Now the next scientist is C. Linnaeus. C. Linnaeus gave the term binomial system of classification, as well as he is known as the father of taxonomy. Now, what is the binomial system of classification? He gave the term binomial system of classification. That means we combine two names. We combine two names. We combine two names into one to give all species unique scientific name. For example, that is the binomial system of classification. The two names are combined into one to give all species unique scientific name. For example, mango. Scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. Mangifera is the genus and indica is a species. So this is the scientific name of mango, Mangifera indica. The two names, one the genus and the second one indica, both are combined together to give one unique scientific name to the mango. The first name which we write is the genus, and the second name which we write is the species. The genus name always starts with the capital letter, whereas the species name will start with the small letter. Either you will write them in the italics, or if you are not able to write in italics, you will put underline over it. Underline those names. Then it is the scientific name of mango. He is also known as the father of taxonomy. Now, what is this taxonomy? Taxonomy is the science of naming, defining, and classifying the organism. He is also known as father of taxonomy. So, taxonomy is naming, defining, and classifying the organisms. So this is about C. Linnaeus, and the time period was 1707 to 1778. Now we will move to the next one, that is the Robert Brown. The another biologist is Robert Brown. He asserted the presence of nucleus in the cell. That means he declared that there is a nucleus in the cell. Like in human, there is a brain. So in the similar manner, in the cell, there is a nucleus, which governs all the activities of the cell, all the cellular activities. How the cell perform is controlled by the nucleus, and it was declared that the cell is having nucleus by Robert Brown, and the time period for which he was, that is 1773 to 1858. Now, the another one is Louis Pasteur. He gave the importance of microbes in disease. Now, the very interesting topic of today's discussion has came that the importance of microbes in Disease. Now the world is suffering from a pandemic, corona, COVID-19. The world is suffering from a pandemic, COVID-19. It is said that it is due to a virus. The name of the virus is corona. Now, what is this? This virus is also a microbe. So there are different kinds of microbes which are responsible for the disease, and this was stated by Louis Pasteur. And the time period for Louis Pasteur is 1822 to 1895. The next prominent discovery in the field of biology is the discovery of antibiotic, and it was discovered by Alexander Fleming. He discovered the first antibiotic, penicillin, and the penicillin is discovered from a fungi, that is P. notatum. That is penicillin notatum. Penicillin has been discovered from a fungi, P. notatum. This was discovered by Alexander Fleming. So these are some of the prominent discoveries in the field of biology. So here we complete our second topic, the growth of biology. After completing the second topic, now we are moving to our next topic, that is the third topic, that is branches of biology. With the increase in the depth of the scope and the biological knowledge, the biological science has separated into a number of clearly defined but related branches. These related branches are divided on the basis of approach of studying it and on the basis of group of organism. So on the basis of approach of studying it, it is divided into morphology, anatomy, cytology, ecology, genetics, pathology, immunology and histology. Now, one by one we will come across all this. Morphology. Earlier also in this video we have came across this word morphology. Morphology is basically the study of forms and structure. Anatomy is the study of internal structure. Study of internal structure of the particular organism. Cytology is the study of cell. Ecology is the study of the interaction between the biotic and abiotic component. Interaction between biotic and abiotic, the interaction between biotic and abiotic. Genetics is the study of inheritance. We have came across this word also in this video. What is inheritance? That is the transfer of genes from the parent to the offspring. So genetic is basically the study of inheritance from parent to offspring. Pathology is the study of diseases. Immunology is the science which is basically dealing with the phenomena and the causes of immunity. Science dealing with causes of immunity. Histology is the study of tissues. I have also told you what is tissue. Cell, then the group of cell will change into tissue. So these are some of the branches we have taken into consideration. There are a lot more in this. Now we will move to the next one on the basis of group of organism. On the basis of group of organism, how many branches the biology is being differentiated. So it is differentiated into botany. Botany is the study of plants. Next one is zoology. It is the study of animals. Then is the bacteriology. Study of bacteria. Then comes our virology, the very interesting one, study of virus. So our coronavirus is being studied under this branch, that is virology. Then mycology, study of fungi. Then comes our ornithology. Ornithology, that is the study of birds. Apart from this also there are a lot more on the basis of group of organism. The organisms are classified. So here we end our third topic, branches of biology. Now after completing the third topic, here we move to the fourth topic, to introduction to biology, that is why do we study biology. There are different things due to which we study biology. Some of them I have jotted down. So they are appreciation of life. So from where the appreciation of life will come? It will come from the study of biology, because it enlightens us to the amazing variety and complexity of living things. Living things are very complex. A very small creature is also, that is a microbe, that may be a virus, that may be a bacteria. All these forms, they are very complex. So from a small to the bigger complex, like we humans, we come to understand from the study of biology, that is the appreciation of life, and thus we appreciate the life, that how unique it is on this earth. The second one is growing improved and the more productive varieties of food. The biologists are trying to improve the productive varieties of plants and animals by different means, like hybridization, selective breeding. They try a lot of means to improve the different varieties of plants and animals for the human beings, for the better production. Now the next one is development of scientific aptitude and attitude. Biology is the science of exploration. So it brings the skills, it develops the skills of observation, that how concisely we are observing anything, how we are recording it, how the experiments are being performed. All these are developed under scientific aptitude and attitude. The next one is maintaining health. After studying biology only, we come to understand the importance of hygiene and the cause of disease, that how the disease has taken place. Once we come to know what the biology is going inside due to that kind of agent, then we come to know what is the cause of disease. Now the conservation of natural resources. As we all know, there is an interdependence of plants and animals with the environment. So for plants, so for the survival of life, not only the plant, so for the survival of life, whether it is a plant or an animal on this planet, proper management and conservation of natural resources is very necessary. And the last one, that is providing career opportunities. Yes, biology do provide the career opportunities. Knowledge of biology has opened a number of different avenues for us to become, such as doctor, then veterinary surgeon, horticulture, pharmacist. All this we will come to know with the biology. So here we complete the last topic, that is why do we study biology. So my dear students, please go through this, and if you find this very fruitful for you in completing your first chapter, then do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.